They said these beasts were too dangerous for the streets. They claimed emissions regulations killed them off. They told you these legends disappeared because the market changed. But what if I told you it was all a lie? Welcome to automotive history's shadows, where the most powerful machines of the 1970s were systematically erased. These aren't just cars. They're mechanical time capsules of raw, unbridled power before Detroit mysteriously pulled the plug. Today, we're exposing the 10 rarest muscle cars of the 1970s and the shocking conspiracy behind why they vanished. Buckle up. This truth was never meant to see daylight. 10. 1970 Plymouth Hemi Superbird, the winged warrior that defied physics and common sense. Only 135 Superbirds ever left the factory with the apocalyptic 426 Hemi engine, a number suspiciously low for a car that dominated NASCAR. Why? Because this 200+ mile-per-hour street-legal missile terrified the automotive establishment. With its aerospace-derived nose cone and towering rear wing, the Superbird wasn't just a car. It was Plymouth's middle finger to conventional design. Sources inside Chrysler claim the actual horsepower was closer to 600, not the advertised 425. Insurance companies panicked. NASCAR changed the rules overnight, and suddenly this revolutionary design vanished. Coincidence? The few surviving examples now command over $2 million at auction. What automotive secrets died with this bird? The aerodynamic technology wouldn't reappear in production cars for decades. Clear evidence that the Superbird was simply too advanced for its time. 9. 1970 Chevelle SS 454 LS6 convertible. The unicorn that haunts collector dreams. Chevrolet officially built just 20. Chevelle SS 454 LS6 convertibles in 1970, making it rarer than most exotic European supercars. The 454 cubic inch LS6 engine officially produced 450 horsepower, but dyno tests conducted by insiders revealed numbers approaching 500. Why hide the truth? The convertible's 0 to 60 time of 5.4 seconds was dangerously quick for a topless car, drawing unwanted attention from federal safety regulators. Documents leaked decades later suggest GM deliberately limited production after discovering the chassis flexed under full acceleration, a flaw they couldn't fix without a complete redesign. Chevrolet's accountants forced engineers to abandon the model rather than solve the problem. Today, authentic examples command over $1.5 million, with more forgeries in existence than genuine cars. The question remains, what other Chevelle secrets remain buried in GM's archives? 8. 1971 Pontiac GTO Judge convertible. The most powerful courtroom ever created wasn't in Washington, but in Pontiac's Skunk Works. Only 17 GTO Judge convertibles emerged in 1971, before mysteriously disappearing from production schedules. The 455 HO power plant delivered a conservative 335 horsepower on paper. But insiders reveal Pontiac deliberately underrated this figure by nearly 100 horsepower to avoid scrutiny. Why did the Judge vanish so abruptly? Leaked internal memos suggest a catastrophic engine reliability issue discovered too late in development. Rather than issue a humiliating recall, Pontiac quietly discontinued the model. More disturbing, 3 prototypes with experimental aluminum, 455 blocks producing over 500 horsepower were allegedly crushed under direct orders from GM's president. Surviving Judges now command over $1 million, but their full performance potential was never realized. The revolutionary combustion chamber design disappeared from Pontiac's engineering archives in a suspicious filing error that has never been explained. 7. 1970 Buick GSX Stage 1. The gentleman's hot rod that outmuscled Corvettes while wearing a business suit. Only 81 Buick GSX Stage 1s in Saturn Yellow left the factory, each packing the criminally underrated 455 cubic inch Stage 1 engine. Buick claimed 360 horsepower, but dynamometer tests revealed nearly 420, making it the torque monster of the muscle car era, with a pavement warping 510 pound-feet. Why was America's most powerful production engine hidden in Buick's conservative body? Former executives revealed a covert plan to circumvent GM's internal horsepower restrictions by deliberately mislabeling the GSX's output. The operation worked too well. Insurance companies eventually caught on, and rates skyrocketed. Most concerning, GSX development materials vanished during a suspicious office reorganization in 1972. The few surviving examples now approach $400,000 at auction, yet Buick's engineering triumph remains suspiciously absent from official GM heritage celebrations. 6. 1971. Dodge Charger RT 426. Hemi Mopar's last stand, a tire-shredding behemoth deliberately limited to just 63 units. The 71 Hemi Charger represented everything the government and insurance companies were trying to destroy: uncompromising performance, excessive fuel consumption, and a design that prioritized speed over everything else. Its 426 Hemi officially produced 425 horsepower, but in reality delivered closer to 470. The conspiracy? Chrysler was losing approximately $1,200 on each Hemi Charger sold, but continued limited production to maintain racing homologation. More disturbing, factory documents suggest these cars left the assembly line with intentionally defective emissions equipment that self-destructed after approximately 10,000 miles. This engineering oversight allowed the engines to produce maximum power while technically meeting regulations during initial testing. The EPA investigation was mysteriously dropped in 1972. Today, authenticated examples exceed $500,000, with most of their factory secrets still locked in sealed corporate archives. 1970 Ford Torino King Cobra. The NASCAR prototype that Ford executives tried to erase from history. Only 3 Torino King Cobras were ever constructed, featuring an aerodynamic sloped nose that made Plymouth's Superbird look conservative by comparison. Powered by the monstrous 429 Super Cobra jet engine officially rated at 375 horsepower, dynometer tests revealed actual output approaching 525 horsepower. The conspiracy? Ford had developed this revolutionary design to dominate NASCAR, but when rule changes made the car obsolete before production, the program was allegedly terminated. The truth runs deeper. Recently uncovered Ford documents reveal executives feared the King Cobra would cannibalize sales of their premium models while requiring costly specialized assembly processes. Most disturbing, all engineering drawings and aerodynamic test data were supposedly destroyed in a mysterious administrative purge in 1971. 1971 Oldsmobile 442 W30 convertible. The sophisticated muscle car that threatened GM's internal hierarchy. Oldsmobile produced a mere 110 convertible 442s, with the W30 performance package in 1971, each housing the monstrous 455 cubic inch V8. Though officially rated at a modest 350 horsepower, this sophisticated engine actually produced over 410 horsepower, along with a pavement-warping 500 pound-feet of torque. Why was this car systematically removed from Oldsmobile's lineup? Internal documents suggest the 442 W30 convertible outperformed more expensive Buick and Cadillac models in GM's testing, creating a political nightmare for division presidents. More concerning, the revolutionary forced air induction system was quietly abandoned after supposedly failing durability tests. Yet private engineering assessments showed it was the most efficient setup in GM's arsenal. 3. 1970 AMC Rebel machine. The corporate outsider that threatened Detroit's hierarchy. American Motors produced just 1,000 of these red, white, and blue terrors in 1970, each packing a 390 cubic inch V8, conservatively rated at 340 horsepower. Independent testing revealed actual output approaching 400 horsepower. Extraordinary for the smallest American manufacturer. The troubling reality? The machine's performance matched or exceeded offerings from the Big Three at a significantly lower price point, triggering panic in Detroit boardrooms. Recently uncovered memos reveal coordinated pressure from larger manufacturers on parts suppliers to limit AMC's access to high-performance components. Most disturbing, the second-year Rebel Machine program was mysteriously canceled despite strong sales, with all prototypes and engineering documents reportedly destroyed in a suspicious file room fire. Surviving examples now fetch over $200,000, while AMC's groundbreaking Ram air induction system, which flowed 29% more air than comparable designs, vanished without a trace from future AMC vehicles. 2. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. The aluminum assassin that Chevrolet tried to keep secret. Only 69 ZL1 Camaros escaped the factory, each powered by the legendary all-aluminum 427 engine developed for Can-Am racing. Officially rated at 430 horsepower, dynamometer testing revealed outputs exceeding 550 horsepower. With an astronomical price tag almost double a standard Camaro, dealers struggled to sell these purpose-built drag racers. The conspiracy? Chevrolet deliberately priced the ZL1 beyond reach after realizing its performance overwhelmed the Camaro's chassis design. More concerning, internal documents suggest GM executives feared the lightweight engine technology would eventually filter down to more affordable models, threatening the hierarchy of GM's performance lineup. Most suspicious of all, 12 pre-production ZL1s allegedly disappeared from Chevrolet's testing facility in 1969, with their fate still unknown. Today, authentic examples command over $1.2 million, while the revolutionary aluminum block casting techniques remained unutilized in production vehicles for decades. 1. 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible. The holy grail of muscle cars, so rare it borders on mythology. Only 14 Hemi Cuda convertibles were built in 1970, each packing the legendary 426 Hemi, officially rated at 425 horsepower. The reality? Closer to 480 horsepower in a package weighing less than 3,500 pounds. The result was a sub-5 second 0 to 60 time that wouldn't be matched by production cars for decades. The disturbing truth? Plymouth allegedly built 18 examples, not 14, with 4 cars diverted to Chrysler executives and never officially documented. Former engineers reveal the convertible chassis required substantial reinforcement to handle the Hemi's torque, resulting in a $1,200 loss on each car sold. Most concerning, all tooling for the Cuda's unique torsion bar reinforcements mysteriously disappeared during a routine factory reorganization in 1971. Surviving examples have sold for over $3.5 million, more than twice the value of contemporary Ferraris. The question remains, why did Chrysler deliberately suppress production of the most valuable American car ever created? These 10 mechanical masterpieces represent more than just rare collector items. They're evidence of a systematic effort to suppress the golden age of American performance. The official narrative of emissions regulations and fuel economy masks a deeper conspiracy of corporate manipulation, government intervention, and deliberate product suppression. The evidence is clear for those willing to look beyond the corporate-approved history. If you found these revelations as disturbing as I have, hit that subscribe button. In our next video, we'll expose the shocking truth about experimental turbocharged muscle cars that Detroit developed and then deliberately destroyed in the early 1970s. The automotive establishment doesn't want you to know these stories, but I'm going to tell them anyway.